Go ahead.
Hi. Yeah. During your speech, you made a lot of references to Jewish people, as well as certain people in your audience, not Jewish people in general, but certain people, especially in your audience, to Nazis. Now, that is extremely offensive when certain people are German. And they're also extremely offensive to people who actually suffered under Nazi rule.
I don't respect that anymore.
I agree
really
with him.
Don't.
I don't respect that either.
And I don't respect the crocodile tears. The crocodile tears. No. I'm sorry, folks. Allow me to finish. And allow me to speak. Listen, sir. Allow me to speak. Allow me to finish. Sir. I don't like to play before an audience the Holocaust card. But since now I feel compelled to. My late father was in Auschwitz. My late mother, please shut up.
Let the man speak.
My late father was in Auschwitz. My late mother was in my concentration camp. Every single member of my family on my father's side, the Jews did not take arms against the Germans. My late father was in Auschwitz concentration camp. My late mother was in my concentration camp. Every single member of my family on both sides was exterminated. Both of my parents were in the Warsaw Ghetto Uprising. And it's precisely and exactly because of the lessons my parents taught me and my two siblings that I will not be silent when Israel commits its crimes against the Palestinians. And I consider nothing more despicable than to use their suffering and their martyrdom to try to justify the torture, the brutalization, the demolition of homes that Israel daily commits against the Palestinians. So I refuse any longer to be intimidated or browbeaten by the tears. If you had any heart in you, you would be crying for the Palestinians, not for what you got.
I agree. Okay, the whole reason I made this video was because of some comments in here. Mainly from, let me find them. Here we go. Anthony Carcella. Such bullshit. This is why God himself had to disciple his stiffened Jews. They are hard-headed. Just look. They still vote for Democrats. They hate Israel. If this idiot is so pro-Palestinian, why the hell doesn't he join ISIS? Well, first of all, this guy is an idiot to begin with. But, yeah, you can see my comment there, and then he comes back and comments back here that God gave Israel the land to them. But what he doesn't know and doesn't realize is, yeah, the Palestinian people are being genocided by fucking Israel, and it's bullshit, and everybody that supports Israel is supporting murder and genocide. And right here, you need to check the Bible and do some reading here. Here's a couple verses for you. Ezekiel 14:4. Therefore, speak to them and tell them, this is what the sovereign Lord says. When any of the Israelites set up idols in their hearts and put up a wicked stumbling block before their faces and then go on to a prophet, I, Lord, will answer them myself in keeping with their great idolatry. Which means they have no land. God took it from them because they're freaking assholes. Hosea 4:6. My people are destroyed from lack of knowledge, because you have rejected knowledge. I also reject you, my priests. Because you have ignored the law of your God, I will also ignore your children. This is telling you, if you don't listen to what God is telling you in the Bible, you are not going to be saved, no matter what anybody fucking tells you. So, just a few things right here also in Revelations 3:9. Will make those who are of the synagogue of Satan, who claim to be Jews, though they are not, but are liars, I will make them come and fall down at your feet and acknowledge that I have loved you. So, really, really think a lot, people. And if you really, really want some good things, here's a really good guy to watch.
The notion that Jews are the chosen people has been drilled into the minds of the masses all over the world. Gentiles have been brainwashed to believe that Jews hold some special place in God's heart above all other people and have some special role to play in the destiny of man. Nothing could be further from the truth, and I speak as a former Jew, now an Orthodox Christian. You see, Christian Zionists like John Hagee and Pat Robertson, who have this great love for the Jewish people.
And we have an exceptional opportunity at this time in history, and that is to stand and to speak for the nation of Israel, to speak truth about Israel and the Jewish people.
And believe me, the feeling is not mutual coming from Jewry. Use one Bible verse to justify their error that Jews are the chosen people. This is from Genesis, where God says to Abraham, I will bless them that bless thee, and curse them that curse thee, and in thy seed shall all the nations of the earth be blessed. Now, Hagee and Robertson would have us believe that unless we bless the Jews, no matter what evil they do, then we're going to be cursed. And try telling the Palestinians, whose land has been stolen and its people murdered, and all the young American Gentile soldiers fighting wars for the Jews, from Iraq to Afghanistan, soon in Syria and Iran, if Jewry has its way, that Jews are blessing the nations, they'll laugh in your face. For the only ones getting blessed are the Jews themselves, and all the rest are getting cursed. St. Paul has made it very clear that they are not all Israel who are of Israel, that the true Israel is the church, both in the Old and New Testaments, and that the seed of Abraham are those that have been baptized into Christ. Period. End of story. But their tall tale goes on and continues from one installment to the next. You see, when I was a kid growing up in the synagogue in the 50s, we didn't hear much about the so-called Holocaust. And if we did, it was that only thousands of Jews perished in the German labor camps, as Jewish historian Jacob Marcus wrote in the Encyclopedia Britannica. But now, due to what Jewish dissenter Norman Finkelstein calls the Holocaust industry, that number has ballooned into a preposterous 6 million. And these mythic 6 million have been transformed into holy martyrs, replacing the true martyrs of the historic church, and the masses have been converted into Jewry's new religion, Holocaustianity. Holocaust con man Elie Wiesel, the high priest of Holocaustianity, preaches that those who forget the Jewish dead consign them to a second death.
To forget the dead would mean not only to betray them, but to give them a second death.
But the New Testament book of the Revelation says that those who are consigned to the second death are those who are doomed to hell for rejecting Jesus Christ as the Jewish Messiah. How in the world can those bound for hell be called the chosen people unless they accept Jesus Christ? Am I missing something here? Or is the myth of the chosen people yet another hoax spun by the self-chosen themselves and swallowed by countless thousands of Zionist Gentile dupes?
Brother Nathaniel is a good man. Check him out.
February 2012, these